G'day, everybody. I want to talk about people who should be able to get food assistance and stuff like that without feeling guilty because everybody's entitled to it, right? As you're not frauding, and this is my opinion on it, until you're a person that has money that all your bills are paid. So all your bills are paid. You don't technically need anything that's an emergency, like something that, something for your car or something like that, or your house or fridge or something like that. So everything's all cool. And you have money in the bank, so more than $1,000, right? Or 500, or even $1,000. We'll make it a limit. So that's more than it. So if you got more than $1,000 in your bank and all your bills are paid, because it's good to have a little bit of spare money because anything can happen. You know how much it costs for vet bills and stuff, okay, people? So $1,000 I find is quite reasonable, right? And and you think you need food assistance, or you think that might help you, so you can keep your $1,000 in the bank because you're not earning this much money this week or something like that. If you think you need it, all the food costs are going up and they're doubling a lot lately, and you don't want to lose your $1,000 because you're eating into it, right? You can go get food assistance, as they say. Go get food assistance. That's how I believe. So if you got more than the $1,000, maybe out there. I don't know the law, so I don't even know if they allow you what they allow you. Right? I haven't checked it up or what they've got, but if they try to come at you for fraud, like you're going there and you don't need the money, look, you got a nice car, because people lose their jobs, and when you lose a position, right, you'll be in the position you were when you lost a position, but you're still not getting income, are you? And you might have been a person that wasn't wise with their money. See, people that are wise with their money sometimes have to suffer a little bit more, but they should do that to help out the people in the end anyway, right, until they get to that minimum spot. And then if they're still suffering, then they get the help like everyone else does, right? But it's best to be wise, right, than to be unwise and then just get these benefits, because some people talk like that a lot when it comes to things like that. But I find that it has to be a rule, isn't there? A line, like what classes as a couple and stuff like that, that we have to have in the law stating what is what. Because just saying, oh, they're with you for a certain amount of time and all this kind of stuff doesn't, what I mean, like for a year, say, oh, they're with you for a year, because these are things I've heard. And then you got to declare as a couple. Well, how do you know the next week you're going to break up? How do you know right then that you didn't have a fight 3 months before, but you didn't really split up? So to everyone else, right, you haven't split up, right, because you stay together, you're helping each other as friends, definitely when you don't have many friends, right? How do they know what's a year, right? How do you know how long they've been? You ask friends, friends lie. Friends don't know the truth. Either there's family, right? When it comes to partnership and unless they've been living with them, of course, constantly and all that kind of stuff, they wouldn't know. So the best way to find out, well, we'll class as a couple, right, that's married. So when they get married and they want to get married and they're classing themselves as a couple, it's the only way you can do it, right? Or, if they're on TV and you got 100% evidence and stuff like that, a little bit like I'm talking about when it comes to me and Emma, but I'm getting a little strange and getting a little worried when it comes to that with Centrelink and stuff like that, and how I'm trying to talk as a couple when we're being a couple, because I know about the how long rule. But like I said, how long is how long, right? How long do you know until you're truly a couple or you're not going to fight again, right? Centrelink and things like that with the rules. You don't know. And so you make a marriage. Or if you get in trouble, instead of settling having a go at it when people dob people in, how about they offer, well, are you going to marry now? Or what's your case? They have to say their case and go, okay, you have been fighting a lot, you have been here and that, right? And it's hard to get proof of that too. But at least when you catch them, if people want to dob people in and people think someone's dodging the system somewhere, well, they make a case and they go from there, don't they? And if they find out, okay, maybe it is just hitting that long enough or whatever, you discuss it, maybe we'll get married. Maybe Centrelink can offer marriages when it comes to that case. because it costs money to do that. Like me and Emma are struggling. We don't just want to pay the 500 because it's $500 to get married. We want to have a decent day as well, right? So you need at least another 5 times that usually, because you know how it goes. It costs a lot of money to have fun, right? But it depends on how you do it, right? But that's what we've been doing. And when you make sure you get married, you also got to make sure you're in a financial status as well, because that's what marriage is, really, isn't it? That you're happy and you're in a good financial status. Because when you're struggling for money, and getting married struggling for money is not a good thing. And I've seen it happen before, because you're still in the arguments, because you argue as a couple. Even though you love each other, you can argue a lot, and a lot of arguments out there is caused by financial issues, isn't it? So what do we do about that, people? I've got a few ideas what we can do about it. And like I said, it's a sit-down thing and a group thing to come up with proper rules and ways to fix things, because that's how you fix things. You go, well, I see that step, I see this step, so what are we going to do about that step? Like I was talking about with the time limit, right? You can't just make it, you got to make it be right, not just the time limit and who puts that time limit. How do you know, right, friends and family, what an investigator, right? How does the investigator know? What, they put cameras in your house, right? How are they allowed to put cameras in your house and then find out they're wrong? Are they allowed to do that? Do they just get away with it when they find out they're not wrong? What do they see when they do such things? Things like that, people. Anyway, have a good one, and I'll leave that with you, because it gets on my mind in a lot of things, because I try to do things right. And so what I do is I believe what I think is right, and if there's not a rule there, I'll talk about it like I'm talking now. And if there's a rule there but I find is got a loophole or not quite right, I'll talk about it like I'm doing now. Anyway, people, have a good one. See you later.